Alright, so what's going on? So in this video, I'm going to talk about the top 3 distance finders to explode your game to the next level. Alright, so if you're looking for the best golf rangefinder out there, what I'm going to be doing in this video is kind of going through all the different types of yardage finders out there and which one I found to be the best. So, let's start out with why a golf distance finder is a must-have tool in your bag, and the answer is pretty simple. And if you're anything like me, you're probably sick and tired of being the laughing stock on the golf course, right? So for me, I was kind of fed up with my game. It was so inconsistent. Having the perfect drive on a par 4, and then I'd end up hitting my second shot 20 yards past the green, right? Or hitting a pitch shot, pretty much leaving it 10 to 20 yards short of the target, or hitting the perfect fairway wood, and then it goes 250 and it rolls right into the creek. And I had pretty much had enough of the walk of shame. That's when I started looking for answers. And if you're here, I'm guessing you're looking for the same. So what really came to a surprise to me was a super simple concept that basically almost improved my game overnight. And this simple concept was getting myself a rangefinder. So I know it's probably hard to believe, but it really worked. And one thing that was hurting my game was not knowing the exact distance to the target, right? And so simply by fixing that simple problem, my scores were consistently improving because I wasn't afraid of, hitting it long or leaving it way short. So, there's going to be a few reasons why you need to use a rangefinder, GPS, or watch out on the golf course. Here are a few of them. So basically you get the exact distance to the flag. You can locate any hazards such as water, bunker, or bad lies. You don't want to head to a place where there's going to be, a downhill lie or all that kind of stuff, right? And then on some of them, you can actually analyze your round and basically keep track of things like fairways hit, greens and regulations, and putts per round. So there's 3 different types of rangefinders, and I'm going to show you pretty much the different ones, features, and which one I ended up going with. So the first one is a laser rangefinder. The second is a handheld GPS rangefinder. And the third is a GPS watch rangefinder. So basically the golf laser rangefinder is a device that uses lasers to measure how far away an object is. And all you really have to do is point and click, right? You're gonna get the exact yardage on how far away. It could be a flag, a creek, or bunker, it doesn't really matter. And some of them actually take into consider elevation and temperature, so that could add or decrease the amount of yardage to the target. So there's some pros and cons of this. Some of the pros are, it's accurate up to 1,000 yards. It's simple to use. You don't need to download any maps or have satellite signal. Some of them factor in elevation and temperature, and they're great for practicing on the driving range because you can get the exact distance to different spots. You can dial in all your clubs to see what the actual yardage of them is, and they're actually legal for tournaments. So some of the cons are sometimes sunlight, rain, or fog might affect the accuracy, and you also need to have a clear vision of the target. So if you have a dog leg or something, you're not going to be able to see the distance. You need a clear vision of the target. So the second one is a GPS rangefinder, and basically it uses a satellite GPS to give you yardage to your target. A lot of these come with additional features such as course previews, greens and fairways and regulation, putts per round, distance to hazards, and some actually have a swing analysis. And basically the golf GPS comes in 2 different forms. One's a handheld device and the other is a watch. And some people don't like wearing watches, so the handheld will be better for them. And but the watch does work great for people who normally wear watches and are used to that. So here are some pros and cons of the the GPS rangefinder. Some of the pros are it comes with additional features like we talked about before, course previews, all that good stuff. And you can see the distance to the front, center, and back of the green. And some of the cons are it's not actually as accurate as a laser rangefinder. It is more complicated to use because you have to download stuff. If people aren't good with technology, it might not be the best for them. And in some places, you might not actually get satellite reception at some courses. So what is the best golf rangefinder out there? So there's a lot of different options out there, and what I decided to do was I decided to pick up a few, test them out, and then keep the one that I like the best. So what I ended up doing is I ended up going with the laser rangefinder. I picked up a handheld GPS, and then I picked up a watch as well. And in the end, I ended up keeping the laser and the watch version. I like the laser because it was the most accurate, most simple to use, and all that kind of stuff. And then I also kept the GPS watch just because the additional features it came with. I didn't necessarily use it for the yardage, but I used it to keep track of my my stats, my rounds, and all that kind of stuff. And you can also keep track of the score on some of them. So here's the best rangefinder I found for each version. So my favorite one was the laser version, and I like the Bushnell rangefinder Tour V. All right, so this is the one that I ended up keeping. I've just found that I've used Bushnell scopes before on guns and all that kind of stuff, and they're always super high quality. There's some reviews, but this is my favorite one and the one I actually ended up going with. The second was the watch, and I like the Garmin Approach S20. This is the other one that I kept, and I found it was actually pretty simple to set up and use, and the additional features it came with were pretty cool. So there's some reviews there as well, but this is the second one that I ended up keeping. But if you don't like watches and you want the GPS, I like the Garmin Approach G6, and it's a handheld device. I definitely recommend this one. I did test this out and it worked great. I just preferred wearing the watch. So the other great thing is, if you want to test some of these out yourself, you can always, they all come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you can get it, you can test it out, and you can pretty much return the ones you don't like within 30 days and get your money back. All right, so this is what I did. I got quite a few different options and then simply returned the ones I didn't keep. So, final verdict, but, is a rangefinder really needed? And my answer is yes. It's a simple solution that pretty much improved my game, and I'm sure it can improve your game overnight. And, if I didn't go out and get this rangefinder, I'd probably still be struggling controlling my distance. And, best of all, your buddies aren't going to be laughing at you anymore. So, it's important you get your golf game started right now, because if you don't, you're going to never improve the way you really want. So here are some frequently asked questions, but, are the devices waterproof? Yes. Can they be used for other activities? The laser distance finder can be used for measuring other things as well. And the GPS can be used to track steps and miles and all that kind of stuff. So are these really the best? It's hard to say whether these three are the best options out there. These are just the three that I personally like best, and two of them I actually own myself. So, if you want to buy one, what I recommend is the first place I got one was in stores, and it ended up being about like $50 more expensive than what I could have got it for. So if you're looking for the best price, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave a link down in the description. It's going to take you over to my website, and there's going to be a link there to find the cheapest price that I could find. Alright, so if you're interested, what I want you to do is click the link down below. It's going to take you to my website, and it's going to be kind of overview on what we talked about in this video and the cheapest place that I could find these three golf rangefinders. Alright, so hope you like this video, and click the link down below.